show. Gonna like a pot on the stove. Yellow AP on all of my. I like when that wet on the toes. Picture me riding around in that rose. I put some ice on my wrist, it was swole. Still ain't got time with you.
I like when birds come in. Sounds like I seats in there. I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle. LED logo the tag. I go in back of the. They all from that. My diamonds, they all look at. This, that. I go to bed on bed. I got the beam in the flats. I got the in the back. Haters, they talk the chat. They step on the rock, don't man. I'm a K-back, 400K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats. Pockets stay fat. I got the from the block and they screaming, they know what banks at. I got the work on the avenue, they know what tanks at. I got the that live in the mansion, they know what that. I got some that's up in the Jordan, they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, my we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, my we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock, got a flight out. Yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch door with a land. Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman. Batman, I'm best man. I got my best man. I go to hotels when I step out. Yeah, your boy got a doorman. I go to nightclubs with a. Yeah, they call me the madman. I ain't no madman. I just go crazy, man. Ball hard, can't face, man. Choppers, rip wasteland.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We thought the old place was loud. Somehow this place got even louder a short time ago as the Falcons were introduced to this sellout crowd. We're set to go as the Falcons get ready to match up with the Carolina Panthers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Hey, let's go.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
Blue 80, sit on it. Blue 80. Back, 25, sit on, ready.
First time with Devontae Freeman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
25,
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Caught by Sanu. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Let's go.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Ready. Blue 80.
Tighten up.
Gun.
53.
Right.
53. Check 53.
Ready, go.
Here's Ryan. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't get that much run after catch.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Hey.
Gun! Watch you now, Barney!
Fresno!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
You got nothing today.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
Watch the edge.
His throw incomplete.
Play.
Kayvon Webster on the defensive side able to get a hand in.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Gun!
Watch the shift. Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9". I got you.
Over!
They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from it. They feel like they've got something there and they want to capitalize.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. This is brought in at the 21. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
They'll be seeking to gain that advantage here in this drive. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it.
But this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home.
All right, now,
and
lucky
just sit
56.
down in that
Lucky
zone.
56.
And this one basically comes
Back
right to
99
him.
Philly, here we go.
Check 45 to my
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Watch you now, Barney.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers,
All right, now, lucky
especially closer
56.
to the line of
Lucky
scrimmage and
56.
mixed traffic.
Over.
But in this case, I'm not a safety coming out and making a big-time play.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's third down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
3 down.
He'll set up the throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Way to go, guys.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball.
It shrinks with those safeties. It's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Move.
Ready. Back 25.
Back.
39.
Mike's 59.
Eno Smith, his first carry. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
Blitz.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Run.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like
Now Now Ryan. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
I'm here all day.
Ryan now throw on third down. They find some open field here. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board.
Check three.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, that's caught by Hogan. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes. You don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Adrian Claymore coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. Letting one go deep. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Chris Hogan, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that. I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Double dog, double.
Hey, wait.
Mike, check. 59. Watch
On the ground is Smith. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Boom! Bus stop.
Let's go.
Got double tight. 3 down.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Ryan. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Alert 3.
Hey, Tuesday.
59's Mike. Check. 59. Too little.
Now Ryan on second down. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part of it,
Ryan hit, and he lost the football.
on plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because This is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
This one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And the Panthers coming out now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Check three.
To throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And there's the first NFL catch for the Maryland man, DJ Moore. A big play there for Carolina. 61 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Hey, let's get this, get this.
They're going to look to throw.
Motion. Hey, check motion, man.
And that's going to be incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
Let's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play.
Lucky 56.
Again, he'll drop the throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity missed.
It definitely was because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
We're back at the 8 now. 3rd and goal.
Left coming. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
45.
They'll look to throw here.
Watch the run.
Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule.
Hey, we got 3
What
down.
they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of first downs.
Something that's what they're looking for here. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
Hey, let's go.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ready, Lou 80.
On 2nd down, Ryan. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Let him know.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Baby. Good job.
Ready. Ready.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Blue 80. Blue 80.
3 down. 3 down. 3 down.
54, Sam.
Kill, kill, kill.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Woo!
Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time the pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And we'll see what he can do on the return. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post.
Guys,
That's going to help him in contract time.
Detroit!
That
You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bad.
I don't know
Toe
about that.
bad.
Super toe.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Get it.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was
All right, now,
swallowed
lucky
up because
56.
what they're
Lucky
hoping,
56.
those big defensive linemen will take
Watch
the
it now,
bait
Barney,
and move
Barney.
laterally and open up a course that they can run through. Didn't happen on that one.
Flush to his right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lowered in that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one. Knock it away. And brings up the 4th down decision.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score.
Ready,
They know the situation. And by the way, the punter knows for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need to. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Gone, gone.
Now back to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Grady Jarrett busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it.
Gone,
This
gone.
offensive line
Gone, gone.
flat out cannot handle
Detroit,
this pass rush. It's
Detroit.
been demonstrated time and time again.
You must be.
Flushed out right. That is caught at the 7.
Yeah, baby.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
That's right.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. The football, down he goes.
And Gano's kick is right through. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Check the running back, 25.
Run by Smith. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gap. You don't hit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Right here, he's tight on the right, tight on the right.
21.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Tight left. 3 down.
Ready, blue 80. Let's go.
A first down carry for Smith. Moving to right side to 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
That's it, baby.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
3 down.
Ready, white 25.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Mike's 5'9". Mike's 5'9". Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hey, boy.
Ready, wide 25. Let's go.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper.
Hey. We got 4.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was able to stop him.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Shaq Thompson in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long.
Blitz. Hey, take your socks back.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down? The offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice time to knock that away and bring up second down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls. Incomplete. An update from that game going on in the Meadowlands. It's the Dolphins that have grabbed the early lead over the Jets. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. The Panthers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Gun.
45's the mic.
Hey.
Now it's the backup Newton.
Motion.
It's caught by Smith. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Here we go, fellas.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was first to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Play action's supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble.
Let's rock now.
On 2nd and 10, Newton.
Here we go.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Ricardo Allen there on the coverage.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Watch twist.
Let's rock now.
Check, 59.
Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he's got his target. That's more.
Here comes the boom.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Double tight.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away.
20.
Dangerous pass, incomplete. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Vic Beasley in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon.
On the ball.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Great.
Hey, watch the ball.
From the gun, here's Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Ready? Black 25. Black 25.
Hand off to Smith, and he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. So we reach halftime, and what's been... All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Around the NFL, we've got a second quarter score. It's the Dolphins that have grabbed the early lead over the Jets. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And he spins past him and into space. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
I know you felt that one.
Come on now.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS.
Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
He wasn't ready.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it.
Watch the slant.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed in quickly at the end.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got...
They'll try the air now with Newton. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's all the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Cam Newton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for the entire season because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Gano out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of things we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they got the football back.
All day, every day. Watch tight end. 4 down.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. The throw left side, complete to Hogan. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Newton. Throw left side complete. That's Hogan. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Single.
First down, it's Newton. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Hey, hey.
Mike, 59's Mike. Check.
Second and 10, Newton again. That the first NFL touchdown in the career of DJ Moore as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone. I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here now come the Falcons. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big-time play there for the Falcons.
Hey, let's go.
46 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for that.
So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Right, 25. I got left. 2. Ready, go.
On second down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Coming again.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Motion, motion, motion.
54's Mike. 54.
Hey, wait.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
On.
Motion. Bump.
Gun.
Bump.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Move.
Here's Ryan. His throw caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Luke Stocker, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons got into that lead. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at about the 32.
We're going to set. 180. Here we go. Here we go. Gun.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore with now his 2nd touchdown of this quarter. And the Panthers just continue to pour it on. Gano out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, over adjustments, and the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Double tight. 3 down.
Ready. Blue ready.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
You ain't got nothing. Gun. Shift. 5-2.
He completes it to Julio Jones. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Carolina getting set to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that everyone gets behind you. That's the Cardinals sin of defense. Not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Come on now.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Ready.
They stay on the ground. line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat.
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Ted McKinley in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Do something. Look at it.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Adrian Claiborne in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Back now here on EA Sports, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at about the 28. A field position changer there. 49 yards on the punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Alert! Let's go! 3 down, 3 down!
Now Elias on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Double tight. Do some.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Grady Jarrett in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Gotta assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Tight on the left. Move.
Newton now throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Newton now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Newton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hey.
3 down.
Gun. Express. Pop.
Throwing again. Newton. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers have lose control. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Gano out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Stockton's got it. Complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
Let's go.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking downfield for Jones. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Dante Jackson, the first of his career. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. They start out around McCaffrey. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go large. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around and throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Carolina. 4 touchdown passes now for Cam Newton. And the Panthers just continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
Wait!
Down to the gun. It's Ryan. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. K1 short. Forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
Tight right, tight right.
4 down, 4 down.
Blue, ready, set. 125. Let him go.
Ryan. He's airing it out for Sanu. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
45, 45. Mike, 45.
Great. Express.
I got you.
Hey, get right there.
Check hot route. Hot, hot.
First down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Here we go.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful.
Check. Crunch. Crunch.
On 2nd and 10, Newton.
Check 24. Check 24.
He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Hey, watch this.
So the
Watch this.
long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and you can make plays that way. But I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Sometimes puts on sweatpants over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Tackle made by K1 Short.
Let's go.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Ready. White 25. Hey, white.
4. We got 4 down. 4 down.
On 2nd down, Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Crash.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
59. 54, Sam.
Here it comes. 59.
Go.
59 is Mike. Check. 59. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up. Motion.
59, ready. Blue 80, sit on hot.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
Blue 80, sit on hot. Let's go.
Let's go, D.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 14.
Ready, Blue 80. Blue 80.
Watch Twill. Watch Twill.
It's Ryan.
Hey, let's get in them holes.
It's caught. Jones.
Clear.
He's at the 40. 20. 10. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. Congratulations. They're still fighting, and they get a touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it. All those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Come on now.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Double tight.
Go set. 180. 180.
Throwing here, Newton. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
I imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
We got three.
They'll take the handoff. Now Newton. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's caught inside the 20.
They don't
and
want
he
it,
takes
fellas.
this thing
They
way
don't
down into
want
Atlanta
it.
territory.
Keep playing hard,
A
fellas.
big play there for the Panthers.
Woo!
49
Let's get it.
yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Now.
From the red zone now, Newton.
Hey, I'm coming after
And
you.
give them
I'm coming after
another
you.
6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that side.
Well, there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling, but inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready. Ready, Blue 80.
Stand up in.
Freeman, it's Ryan. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Tight end left, tight end left.
Ready. Black 25.
Down, 5 down. Stand up in.
Hey, Tuesday.
Mike's 59.
21.
59.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down.
That right now,
Blitz!
that's a
Blitz!
defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips,
I'm coming
heads
back.
low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly
Ready.
beaten
Black
right from
25.
the word go.
59.
They gonna need some therapy after this.
Wait. 11.
Check 13. Check 13.
Wait. Hey, gun.
Mike, 59's Mike. Check, 59. Rip right.
Ready, Sonata.
One last shot for Ryan. Over the top, that's caught by Ridley. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A big offensive explosion helped
got
leading
more.
them to victory. And the